Some they call it functional alcoholism, but if you know anything about Ben, he's got vision with precision, microphones and a tinkle of derision. You're about to hear what beer can be. It's time for Barley and Me.
Welcome to Barley and Me. This is episode 161. We're here today in Oakland, California at Federation Brewing. We're talking with Hella Coastal and comedian Karinda-Dobbins.
Hello.
And from Hella Coastal, we have the co-owner, co-founder, Mario Benjamin.
Hello.
And Chaz Hubbard.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you guys so much for meeting me here. This is awesome. Obviously, we're at Federation Brewing, not at Hella Coastal for a specific reason. Anybody want to get into why we are not at Hella Coastal?
Yeah. So we started off as homebrewers, and we're just making sure that we're setting ourselves up where we can actually build a brewery that we can afford. So the best way to do it was to really partner up with a brewery that's local, especially in Oakland. Federation was the first one that reached out to us, and with that, we're able to brew under the same space. Starting off with collaborations, but then this process called alternating proprietorship. So it allows us to essentially brew under the space for the day as Hella Coastal, and that keeps our we don't have to worry about capital as much.
Yeah.
We do want capital, but at least in the beginning,
goal is capital.
Yes. It keeps everything pretty low and within a budget that's within our means, because we want to make sure other people can do it. Yeah,
and you're establishing a brand.
Yes.
Obviously, you're working with Oak Park Brewing. Obviously, is where how we met. A lot of collaborations with them. Almanac Brewing, which also kind of started that way as well. So they know how. Did they learn teach you guys anything as far as like how that kind of worked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Phil, head brewer over at Almanac, was one of the first people
episode
in the
125. All right, sorry. It's a video episode. Go check it out with Admiral Maltings. Go.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Phil, head brewer, he reached out to us and was like, yo, man, I see what you guys are doing. Like, hit us up on Instagram. He's like, if you want to come through and chop it up, have a beer, like, come through and, I can give you whatever advice that you need, So we went over there, talked with him, asked him all the questions about how they got started. Yeah, so met up with Phil, cool dude, head brewer over there, and just asked him a bunch of questions about, like, what was the experience like? Because he started with Almanac, contract brewing and everything, So just asked him, like, how'd you guys do it? Like, what was the process? Where'd you work at? What are the costs? All this, So it was picking his brain the whole time. And, now to this day, he's one of our good friends.
Or day one.
Day one. Yep, exactly.
Can I ask who did you guys' website? Because I when I hopped on this podcast, I had to do some research, and I really like it. Who did it?
This man right here.
I did the
you?
Yeah, I did the just got a little Wix template.
What?
I do the photos
in-house.
and stuff.
Everything
too,
is
so
in-house.
It's like that's the main thing for our website is you need content. To
and
fill it up.
it just felt so like hella to me. Like when I was like, damn, this is tight. Okay. And I also didn't know black people made beer. I had no idea.
We'll see.
I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. So when Ben asked me, he was like, "We got a black brewing company." I was like, "What's that?" And so I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm down. Let's do it."
Yeah, well, that's a historical thing. It's something that goes all the way back to Mesopotamia. Egypt. And Asia and China,
right?
That was like a craft that was always done by the people that were seen lower in the totem pole, And so also in Africa, women were actually the first brewers.
Really?
Yeah, parts of Africa. Yeah. So it goes way back, and then it became a thing where
I feel like now maybe I got to get a tattoo of like Cleopatra brewing beer on my. I always wanted to get a tattoo, so that might be the one. Also, I want to get that Fannie Lou Hamer. Can I get that?
You can get a can.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if you want to drink that one.
Really?
That was like last year.
Oh.
But you might be able, if you go to LA, you can find some over at shout out to Fixins. who's also fixing.
Yeah,
this-
I saw Jane Baldwin. I was like, how can I get these cans?
Oh yeah,
The 4-pack. Y'all can hook me up?
That was last year's. But if
But
you
it's
want
this
this
year's.
You
year's,
saying not to drink it?
yeah, don't
Oh,
drink.
it'll be weird.
Yeah, that was a year
Yeah,
ago.
I could just sit it on my
IPAs
bar.
for a year. Is
we got
not
some
a-
empty ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
But
keep the cans.
This year's version we have over at Good Hop still has some, right?
Yep.
Some 4-packs, which was the Black History collab we did. Same group.
Okay.
Hunters Point, Full Circle, and Oak Park.
Okay.
So it's different African American heroes on these cans. But
Okay. Who's on these?
I'm gonna let Mario.
There's Robert Abbott. There's
Come on, you
hold
can
on,
do
hold
it.
on, hold on. I know Robert Abbott because we
That
did the
was our
research
can.
on ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
I
also
feel like a bad black person because I don't know who that is.
well, see, that was one of the things
the
too.
thing.
Yeah.
That was the thing, is to educate not only ourselves but also the public
Okay.
of these things. The other one is the first African American pilot.
Is that
On
Bessie?
the spot. Betsy, yes,
There you
Betsy Coleman. See,
Yes.
all I need that.
Yeah.
I got the last name.
I had the first name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which we talked about on my basketball podcast because my co-host actually did a paper on her when he was younger. She's like, "Oh, I know that story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's for good beer."
Yeah, totally. Mary Ellen Pleasant, who was first like a slave, and then she grown her business up to become a millionaire.
Really?
Yeah,
First black millionaire,
first black
right?
millionaire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first black woman. I'm not.
Yep.
Okay. First black millionaire. Okay.
And then Frederick McKinley Jones, who was a inventor and engineer, business owner, mechanic, revolutionary.
He did like the first refrigeration truck.
Wow.
And then in World War II, they used his technology to preserve blood, basically, to bring that, for all the fallen soldiers, like use his technology to keep the war going,
Wow.
basically.
Okay. I want those cans too because I feel like I'm in a Black History lesson right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But I feel like also the education system failed us because we don't know any of these people.
No, they did.
Yep. Over and over again.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're failing us again because they're trying to get rid of learning about black stuff again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
banning
completely
it.
unvaluable as far as that goes. It's so weird how much you have to struggle to find anything about this history. I had to do it myself when I was younger, and I was like, because I lived in Seattle in the rough neighborhood. I found out I'm like, yeah, you don't go to that block after that hour. That's what I knew. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I moved out to Sacramento, I had a coworker who's like, "Oh, you're from Seattle? I'm from Seattle." He's like, "What part are you from?" I'm like, "White Center." He's like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, no. Just you don't go to the YMCA that's a block from my house, and you don't go to this convenience store 4 blocks away.
Yeah, you just
after
know-
6 p.m. and that's fine. And you walk up 3 blocks to go 1 block. That's not. What are you talking about?
Like
It's
it's,
just how
like it's not a
life
hard
works.
life,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah, but
Yep.
even then,
Just
there's
know the rules.
There's no history taught, So what happened? Oh, it's what's that book thing? The Scholastic Book Club, And I always bought a ton of books. My mom was really big into books. We were broke as fuck, obviously. We got our house donated. That's how we had a house.
You had a house
From the
donated?
church.
That's
Yeah, from the
dope.
church. My mom's a pianist and organist. And there's couples, their mom who's now living with them.
I knew I should have been more religious. I
they're
could have had a house by
I
now.
know, right? And I'm not, and it's really fucked me. And, they're my mom can't live in her house anymore. She's gonna come live with us on this back lot. You can just take that house because it was me and it was my mom, single mom, and 6 kids.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We have this house, just come live here. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is she was big into books, so I bought a lot of books. And I had this little book about Malcolm X that was for 5th graders, and I was in 2nd grade. I'm like, this is great. And then in 3rd grade, I'm like, the autobiography of Malcolm X. Yes, I'll read that. And then in 4th grade, I bought this revolutionary pastor's book that compared him to Martin Luther King and the compare and contrast. And I read that, and okay, there's a lot going on. I'm like, oh, what about it? So it's just you have to find it, and that's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
They kind of made Black History side history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing that other podcast when we were drinking your beers, we were talking about Black History Month, and it's kind of here's the first day of Black History Month, and and this is the last day of Black History Month, and that's been
Yeah.
Black History Month,
Yeah.
and it's just
We're going to cram it all in today.
Yeah, here's 3 facts, and then
Yeah.
here's 1 fact. Bye. We did great.
If you want to know
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
else, you got to get it yourself.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid because it's so important to know all those stories.
Yeah.
and no one does.
Yeah, because I just did another interview, for my album, and it was, of course, about Black History Month. And one of the things they were asking me about is, what do you think about Black History Month? And I'm like, Black History is every month for me.
Yeah.
I don't have a month.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that was for other people to celebrate because every month I'm all about Black history. I don't be like, oh, February. You know, let's get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, every month is let's learn about somebody. Let's learn something new. And I'm glad you guys taught me about like 4 new people I didn't even. Well, I knew about Bessie, but the other 3, you know, I'm really like now I got to go and research them after I leave this podcast today.
Oh yeah. Oh well, the thing about Robert Abbott, I didn't even finish that. Is that Robert Abbott actually helped fund Bessie Coleman in her trips.
Wow.
He's I think he was the first American attorney, a Black African American attorney, and then also he started his own publication called the Chicago Defender. So he used that.
I know about the Defender.
Yeah,
okay,
so
because you're from Chicago, right? You have Chicago roots.
I'm from Detroit,
that's right. Sorry, my mistake.
But I majored in communications, and one of the papers that I did was on the Black press and the Black.
So he had the very first African American publication.
Wow.
And he used that to actually fund Bessie Coleman. And since she wasn't able to really do it here, she ended up going to Europe.
Wow.
So that's another important piece.
Oh yeah.
Very, very important piece.
I love that.
Of not only Black history, that's American history, I think.
Yeah, she needs her own movie.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Halle Berry.
Is that how you thinking, Halle?
I don't know. It's just like the first thing pops. First person comes in my head when I see Bessie Coleman. Sometimes I see Halle Berry.
I just feel like there's so many Black stories that haven't been told, and that's like one of them. Because when I saw Hidden Figures, I'm like, how could I have not known about these women? And I've been angry ever since I've seen that movie. I was just like, this was Black women at NASA.
Yeah, doing all the work, getting none of the praise.
You know,
and back
running around trying to
Yeah.
figure out which bathroom they couldn't use. You know what I mean? Like this is important stuff that I needed to know. My daughter needed to know. Like because a lot of times, like if you don't know your history, it's hard to imagine what you can be.
Yeah.
So if you don't know that you had Black women out here doing all these, just incredible things, like how can you imagine that you can do it? And they keep that from us, I think, kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's empowering when you find out like people like you that grew up in a time that was even harder than what you're dealing with right now did all these amazing things, and then that's going to make you as a young person, be like, oh shit, I can do whatever I put my mind to as well, regardless of what other external factors are like, this pressure buildup, you can still, if you want to fly across the world, you can fly across the world.
Right.
She did it back then, you can do,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, by hiding that and hiding all those figures, it kind of like puts you in a space where you only know about your own reality and your own current experiences, and it's harder to like step out of that.
I feel like so many times they only want us to know about Black people struggling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's like that's the only narrative we hear and that we're familiar with. It's like Black joy
conditioning
and Black achievement. Like we have a long history of that.
Yeah.
But you got to dig and find it.
Yeah.
And they don't really just present it to you like, oh, I got to go in this crate of whatever and just go down this rabbit hole like we talked about earlier that we're going to do.
Yeah.
Go down some rabbit holes.
I don't even, you can watch movies and you can read books. And I know that I've read books throughout my life. And I have to say that it got to a time where I was like, man, I'm tired of reading these books. I'm reading like self-help books. You know what I mean? I'm going to see it in a movie, but it's completely different though. When something is translated into something that's visual, where my son, who can watch it with me, then it becomes like this emotional thing.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
Right.
all this lost history, and it's like these tears of joy of seeing this happening, and now he's able to kind of experience it. If he doesn't get into books like how I should be getting more into, unless I have to.
Right.
But that's one thing. Is like I'm making sure that he's striving to not only read books but also be part of like watching these movies like Hidden Figures.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I was over there. My wife was watching, and I'm over there like this. Like, this is beautiful. You know what I mean? I'm wiping the tears off my eyes. I'm like, So that this to touch upon that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
look
what
what
you said, man.
look what Black Panther did. You know,
Oh,
for
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the kids and
Where they were
you know,
scared it was going to make, like, we might lose money on
Yeah.
this. Like, you fucking
and
dummies.
made all
Yeah.
their money back in like 2 days.
Right.
And fools, you know, people came out like dressed, ready,
Yeah.
like they were part of the movie. Like everybody was feeling that, you know.
Oh,
Kids,
man.
Halloween, like #1 Halloween costume. You know, it just create, you know, like to see yourself like doing something positive.
Yeah.
You know, doing something super. You know, it was amazing. Like we both have sons, so like our kids were like Black Panther all day. You know.
Yeah.
And I love that it was a story that sort of translated worldwide, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm in the entertainment industry, and what you hear a lot is that Black stories don't sell overseas,
And-
right?
Oh, yeah.
They tell us that you can make it here, but nobody around the world wants to see it. And I'm like,
That's
Black
not true.
Panther proved that absolutely to be false. It's like, if you make a story that's compelling and you give us the money and the budget
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the right people in it, like
Yeah.
it will sell
And the
anywhere.
right director who
Yeah.
can tell the story right.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
Ryan
Yeah.
Coogler.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Like black
From Oakland.
stories are
Yeah.
black stories are universal.
Shout
Absolutely.
Shout out.
Yeah, because there is obviously an issue with financing the Black community when it comes to art and creativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, oh, this kind of looks like crap. Like, they didn't have the money or the equipment. Like,
Yeah.
give them the resources you would give an average white dude that's mediocre, and
Yeah.
we'll get something amazing. And they're like, no, we won't. It's like, well, then Samuel L. Jackson just, you know, self-financed East Bayou, and that's a great
Right,
film.
right.
Like,
Or like
And
Rudy
let-
Ray Moore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he
That
funded
was a
his own
great-
thing.
yeah.
You know?
like, it's just so stupid. It's
Yeah.
just
And let us tell different types of
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
You know, it's like once Hollywood see that one kind of black story makes money, like they make 10 of them, right?
Yeah.
It's like when Boys in
Yeah.
the Hood came out, it's like
Yeah.
we
Menace to
saw
Society.
that movie
Yeah, Menace to
for the
Society.
next
Yeah.
decade,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just like you can give us East Bayou, you can give us The Great Debaters, you can give us
The Bankers.
The Bankers, you can give us
Ooh, The
all kinds
Bankers.
of stories. Akilah the Bee, like we
Yeah.
want to see all our stories.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to just see, you know, the hood stories. We love those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all have, you know, different experiences. So
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Now we're finally starting to see some different, you know, stories that,
It's like the return of the Renaissance or something.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're
Um,
we're coming back to greatness again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now it can't be about being pushed into a place in the city where you know that everything is going to be, you know, infrastructure wise, you know, it's not safe. You know that the city funding is not going to be really like, okay, everything is fine over there. You know, everything is just C average, below C average, D average.
Right.
But then, you know, we're not really pay attention to those things where if the kids had the resources and had all of the community development, it becomes like this thing where,
Hmm.
you know, changing the generational thought. We're getting back to where it was like in the 60s and 70s where we can be black and be proud instead of like trying to hide behind ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Love being in part of this right now.
Oh, yeah.
we both are like, you know, I mean, unfortunately, it's like all these things have to happen. These trials and tribulations has to come through where people say like enough is enough. And it seems like COVID, if COVID didn't happen, I don't know, maybe people wouldn't take that time to realize what quality time is with, you know, either their family, with themselves, you know.
Right.
So that's
It was a blessing and a curse, kind of.
Yeah.
It definitely, I think, made people realize what's important.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like all this other stuff that we thought was. It's like it's a couple things that you need.
Oh, yeah.
That's really, you know, you need your family, you know, your health,
Great friendships.
food,
too.
friendships, and
Yeah.
that's really
And it really challenges your belief structures when you see what's happening in real time to people that you don't generally think about. Because you have time now. You can watch what's happening like, oh, shit, this is
Yeah.
not... The world is not what we thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important change as well. Yeah, this shit was intense. It is intense. Still going. Oh, fuck.
it is. Every time we
Yeah.
think we're getting off the COVID roller coaster, they're like, no, get back in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that little thing on your arm, like this is a forever ride.
Yeah.
like we're not.
I don't
we're
think
not
you go
stopping.
back. I don't think the world can go back to what it was before that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's given us a chance to reimagine what the world can be, which is, I think, a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if we can all say, how would we really want the world to be if we could start from scratch?
All right. It looks like Mario's really concerned about his gumbo we were talking about earlier.
Oh no,
Oh.
I'm fine. I'm just
But I'm just going to pivot right into gumbo.
Oh, yeah.
I know you got one going. He's got a phone call about this gumbo. Something's gone terribly wrong.
Gumbo, I was like, wait a minute. Let's get into it.
we have to do it.
Well, before we get into the gumbo, though, I'm gonna have to put the in light of what COVID happened. Like Chaz and I, that's where we both realized what was important. It was our kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was our family. It was our kids. And then we, the idea, the name was something that Chaz had and wanted to know how to utilize it. And COVID, in a strange way, was like the best.
What's that time?
Best time.
We had time on our hands, got the opportunity. Kids were at home, working from home, and it was like we were home brewing, so it's like we came to a decision like, yo, let's start a brewery. After talking about multiple different business ideas.
Yeah.
But we were already home brewing at the same time, and as we're home brewing, we're like, man, why don't we just, it doesn't feel like work. Isn't that what they say? If it doesn't feel like work, that's
probably what you should be doing.
That's what you should be doing, So we were like, yo, we didn't know how to do it, how to get it started, where to start, but
we jumped in head first.
Started with Instagram and photos. We were taking like really nice pictures of our beer, and just trying to like market ourselves, make it look as like official as possible because that's what we were and that's what we believed in. And it was more like a vision board, it was like, this is the future we want to see. Like, this is what we want to create. So we put it out there. Once we did that, that's when we started getting people hitting us up.
It's like, whoa,
yo,
what is this?
Oh, we love what you do. Because when we first started, we were like, oh, let's try to hit up like a black-owned brewery out here. So we can like
and you're
be
like,
under
there
their
is
wing.
none.
There is none.
Nothing,
There's none. There's 65 in the
I think
country.
it's 80 now.
Out of like
80? It's up to 80
8,000.
now.
So it's 80 black-owned breweries in the country out of like 9,000.
Yeah, so less than 1%.
Less than 1%. Yeah. So that was mind-blowing as well.
And then considering like the way that we work, like our mentality, like is that was it kid? We do the kid and play all the time. You know what I mean? Even with the memes, like we would be thinking on the same level, and it was like, oh shit, I ain't got to tell him nothing because, boom,
we already
kicked heels. Yeah. So that's the other thing that made it was like a no-brainer for us to go into business together, considering that we both had our own ideas of where we're going to go as far as individual businesses. But this was one way that we were able to get our minds together and use the skill sets that we have. Especially what he's doing right now is definitely.
I love that when stuff comes together like organically, like it was meant to be, and then once you guys started researching it, like stuff just started coming to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's and some of it is almost like a gumbo. It's like a gumbo of ideas.
I like how you tied that in right there.
Segue he was waiting for.
It's like gumbo of ideas. We just had all these ideas. We had to put them all into one pot and see how delicious we can make it.
I like that. That's a comedy move right there. He tied it, brought it back. You know what I mean?
We can call it back in. Yep. And even when you're saying about that, like you're basically contract brewing as far as that goes, but you still manage to put out a lot of beers of different varieties. Like I've had your Hefeweizen, I've had your IPA, I've had your stout.
I'm drinking Juicy right now.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hyped out.
Hyped out.
But how do you feel about hyped
IPA.
out?
It's juicy.
It's juicy. That's my nickname for it. I like it a lot, and I'm not really a beer person.
Would you say you're hyped up for it?
I would say that.
Yeah.
It's hella hype.
Out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron Batia.
Oh yeah, Aaron Batia artwork. He did. The name of the beer came from a artist group. Musicians that unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. So he wanted to pay homage to them.
Nice.
And their band, was hyped out. They were like on an eclectic hip hop, mixed with like R&B, rock.
Yeah.
Some Oakland shit,
Yeah.
So when we reached out to him, it was like, yo, man, you want to, work on a collab together, get your art, because his art is very like, I don't know how to explain it.
It's eclectic,
It's eclectic.
It's
has like some acid drip going on.
Yeah,
really
nice. Behind you there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's the homies right there. So
I love it. It's like a little bit of Afrofuturism to me,
True.
Yeah. I love it.
The thing too is like you look at it and you don't look at sadness. You know what I mean? You look at it like something happy going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a can of beer that you want to open.
Yeah.
And drink. Hyped out. I love it.
Yeah.
So back to the gumbo though.
Oh.
You,
Yeah.
Here we go.
What
Yeah.
are you doing?
I think I might have to follow you wherever you going after this podcast. You said you.
So it's a well, unfortunately, it's a fundraiser for my son's school.
Oh, so I can't
it's
go.
actually our son's school because our sons actually go to the same school now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it is we have these pay to plays where we can throw these different events. So it could be like the Bad Moms Club. It could be like Mario Kart tournament.
Oh,
it could
okay.
be like cornhole.
My
tournament.
daughter loves Mario Kart.
How do you not?
Yeah.
She tried to
Almost
get me to
impossible.
play, and I was like dead last.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
no.
very competitive, and I was like,
Oh,
I can't
okay.
play this.
You got to
anymore.
jump
Yeah.
at the turns.
Yep.
I
Jump at the
tried.
turns and jump on the jumps. It gives you a boost. Hit all the coins.
You gotta play when she's not around. You gotta build.
Yeah, you gotta practice.
I
build
gotta. Okay.
You gotta
Get those reps in.
And remember, when you do jump and turn, throw the red shell behind you just in case they're real close.
Yeah.
Throw the red shell. See, I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
It's the easier
Gotta throw
shell.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. What button is that? The A, B, C, D. What button do I need to throw the shells?
Oh,
I think it's like that left button, right?
Yeah,
The
and
left
then-
button.
I don't know
and
the-
you press
the-
back and something.
Yeah, I don't remember
It's been
the
so long
button names because
I
ever
just
since
press all of them and
PlayStation,
see.
I
Okay, yeah. Okay, you got to learn the buttons. There's manuals. You can look it up online. There's like a whole bunch of stuff you can learn.
See, that's what I'm
But-
not gonna do.
Or you
know,
can
I'm
just go to
just.
the controller
Hey,
settings.
do you
want to
beat your daughter in a video game or not?
I do.
Then
I really
fucking
do.
Do the research.
Okay, I will.
Play when she's not around. That's what I,
can't.
did.
I cannot lose. So
Right.
okay,
So
I'm gonna
you,
do it.
You
Get
have
your practice
to.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing is like the one that we wanted to do, and this is take it back to our roots. Like Chaz and myself, we both have roots back in Louisiana. So
Okay.
his grandparents, they throw down. My grandparents, they threw down.
Mm-hmm.
And to continue that tradition, of course, I mean that's a yearly thing. When our elders, when they passed and went to the went to be with our other family,
Right.
it was important for us to do, get into food,
Yeah.
but then that turned into beer because
Okay.
food is too competitive. But this pay to play though is a Mardi Gras pay to play.
Okay.
So it just happens just after Fat Tuesday. Usually we'll have it on the weekend.
Mm.
So it's like $65 a head for all you can eat gumbo, all you can drink.
Oh, I can't
drinks.
afford that. I just,
It's all you can eat beignets.
oh, that
Oh.
sounds
It's
great though.
There's gonna
What
be
about
some.
that? Oh, you're about to say it. That
Oh yeah,
shrimp.
all
That
the beer.
shrimp,
Yeah.
Now, what's in your gumbo? We also were
Yeah,
we were
this-
having a
this is
conversation
very
about what.
important thing. What goes in your gumbo
Hold on.
and what is not allowed in your
Oh.
gumbo.
Well, I would have to say though, I'm gonna finish that one. So I have this beer batter shrimp that's gonna be using our beer as in the batter. Yeah.
Which beer?
Can I at least get the shrimp? I can't afford the gumbo, but can I just get like the beer batter shrimp?
I can slide. I can slide you a
You
little.
slap, you
Yeah.
slap me a little bowl full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, what's in the gumbo is not the they have the red one and then they have the brown one.
Okay, now
You
which
know,
one?
I make the brown one.
Okay.
I
What,
don't
what's
do-
in there?
I do the crab. I do the seafood.
I love
gumbo.
crab.
I do crab, prawns, shrimp.
Oh, that sounds good.
I use lump crab.
Okay.
Can't tell you how I use that, but use
You
lump
have
crab.
to kill me, right? If you told me.
I actually don't use any pork. So I use chicken and andouille.
Okay.
That's why I usually don't eat gumbo because it has pork in it, but yours doesn't.
Nope,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
I might have to scrape up that $65. So,
Yeah. And of course, I use a chicken thigh.
Okay.
It's all chicken, vegetable base, and shrimp, crab. And gotta have the Holy Trinity
oh,
that you got to put in it. I don't know if anybody knows about
amazing.
that, but that's celery, bell pepper, and onion.
Okay. And how long does it take you to make? Because I know you got to make the roux, right? And then you gotta
So the roux.
Yeah.
Luckily, I pre-make my roux.
Okay.
So the only thing I got to do when I get home is just basically put everything together.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because the timing was just crazy yesterday, a little crazy today. But
Yeah.
it's gonna
So
happen.
I feel
So-
like you're going to raise a lot of money with this.
it is a successful fundraiser for the school, and I actually make a vegetarian gumbo too. Not only because my business partner, he's vegetarian,
Vegetarian.
and then my sister's also vegetarian.
I'm pescatarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then also a couple of the dads and moms, they also are vegetarian. So I want to make sure it's something for everybody. So I make a whole separate version where it doesn't touch the meat.
Yep.
It doesn't touch anything. It's all vegetable
Well, that's
stock.
so Bay Area, right? You got to make a whole separate.
Yeah, you have
got to
to
make a
make
veggie
two.
version
I
of
think that's
everything.
disrespectful of people.
Yeah. I think in order for you to enjoy the full experience, you should be able to taste everything. Not
Yeah.
just.
And
I mean,
it shows how good you are as far as being able to make something that you could make it without key ingredients.
and it's motivation to challenge.
Yeah.
You know, like challenge.
How do
And
you
it still be good. You know?
Yeah, because what are you doing in a vegetarian gumbo?
I take jackfruit.
Okay.
I basically bake it until it gets real dry. I smoke it, and then I
this
reconstitute it.
this sounds really
Yeah,
involved.
you'd have to get some moisture back in there.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I use the last time I used Beyond, the last time I used what was it?
Impossible?
Good. No, it was good.
Lifelite?
Yeah, Lifelite.
What's that?
Life, one of them.
Light Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lifelite sausages.
Oh,
And I have
yeah.
this air fryer, and I air fry them where they become almost.
I just
crunchy,
got an air
crunchy.
fryer. It's the most amazing thing.
I'm telling you.
You can put anything in there, and you cook it without the grease. It's the most healthy thing.
Yeah.
At least texture wise, I mean, some people like, if I want something vegetarian, I want it to taste like vegetables. That's cool, but not everybody wants to be like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Just know that everything has vegetables in it.
Yeah.
And so the textures on the links, I make it so it's so dry that at the very end, and I put it in, it basically like expands
Sucks all the juices up.
the juices up. Yep.
Now, which one of your beers should I drink with the gumbo? Like, do you like do that wine thing where they pair it with like
You got to do it.
certain foods, and which beer would you recommend that goes with gumbo?
I don't know. I mean, considering like how hyped out, it was overpointing. I think the Boma Nights. I mean, even the artworart on Boma Nights.
I love the artwork on Boma Nights.
Oh,
It's
shout out to
incredible.
Julia, the creative.
Oh, yeah. Julia the Creative. Yep.
She was like, the way we met too was like one of those how we started East Bay Beer Runners.
Beer Runners.
Shout out to them.
She came up to us. She was like, would you guys like to feature art created by a local black female artist? And we're like, hell yeah. We all about that.
Right,
That's
right.
what we want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we, had an idea. We wanted to feature this is also part of Mario's story, but
No, man,
I love that.
Come on, man. This is
you know,
our story,
no,
man.
no, but where it comes, the roots of it. But
Yeah.
coming back to like the can art, we wanted to highlight, people who look like us doing positive things in the world. Not just like
Incredible.
being a brand that is white owned, wanting to make money off of black people.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were like, we're tired of seeing like the marketing. We're tired of the narrative. We want
Right.
to like show
Because so many
our
times,
people.
like brands, they put us in the commercials or they'll put something on the can, but it's like it's not. You're not for us. You know what I mean? Like that FUBU thing, for us, by us.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are integrating black artists and like black joy and like black everything. I love that.
Yeah, and we have great allies too that helped. It's helping us out with this. But at
Yeah.
least for this initial start, it's imperative that we do it the way we want to do it.
You have to.
Otherwise it can get lost in translation.
Right.
Yeah.
And you lose the love for why you're doing it. Like if you're not doing it the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
What are you really doing?
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
just like comedy. It's just like the reason why I got into it is like because as a black woman, I can go on stage and say whatever the hell I want to, and like my audience got to sit there and listen to it. I mean, they can walk out, but you already got your money, so you can stay or you can leave. But my worldview is what we're gonna do during this time on my stage.
not.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part. I had you on our show a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Open Auburn, which is
Oh
you,
man,
you
that's a
mentioned
fun- that's a
the
fun place.
percentages. You mentioned
yeah,
the
it's like
percentages.
0.8% black people in Auburn. So it means they have 100 black people.
Yeah. Which is your quota. As you
Which is
said,
like,
might be minimum.
I said it on stage. I was like, I don't do shows in cities that don't have at least 100 black people. So you guys just barely made it.
But I like the part where you had asked about like what's going on with Portland, and like they could not identify the issue with Portland. Like this is how white you are. And you cannot identify how white Portland is.
They were saying so many things. I was like,
Like
Portland,
public transit.
I was like, Portland is very. They were like,
good with public transit, which is true. But
they were like, they said everything but
But-
the thing I was looking for,
Yeah.
which is white.
yeah, because it is.
And they were all white, and I'm like,
Right.
you can't tell
You
me.
can't tell because they're like you live in the same.
Yeah,
version
they
of
were
the
like,
world.
they were like, what?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
we wouldn't even notice that. Again, we're 0.8%.
They were like, we're the same city, actually.
It was so funny to me because I've heard your jokes. Obviously, I'm not a guy who books shows and has never seen somebody.
It's funny because I asked them what Auburn was known for, and they were like, endurance.
What the fuck does that mean?
Huh? I guess like a lot of athletes come there and they have like these hyperbaric chambers or something. Because I think Steph Curry or somebody else does that. Like you go in these chambers and you sort
got
of
a really weird elevation.
Renew your body cell count. I don't know what it does.
Also,
but
I didn't tell you this the other day when we were at the show, but you had a joke about tiny houses, and they're like, "We don't know what those are. We don't know who's using those." But real facts. Literally a quarter mile from that venue is a place that manufactures tiny homes.
Oh my gosh! Like they were like, "What?
Go take a right, and then it's immediately the next business on your fucking left."
I was like,
and we don't know what you're talking about. Like it's right there. It's right there. You fucking liars.
I was like, you guys know what tiny homes are? They were like, no, what is it?
Never imagine.
It's like a whole show based on tiny homes.
I was
right?
like, I was like, you guys have seen the shows.
Like, no, we don't know.
Like, no, we don't watch anything
never.
that has to do with tiny.
We have a 5-story home that cost us $43,000 47 years ago, and it looks out into the woods, and we can see the Folsom Lake for miles.
Yeah,
it's like, shut up. But yeah, that's the reality of Auburn.
Yeah, they were fun though.
Yeah, no, it was a great show.
It was a good time.
I was so glad you were able to come up and do that. But it's always fun to see. It's fun because Auburn, like you said, is not particularly diverse, but I like to bring anybody with white males to it. I'm just like, so we spent all of granted there was a pandemic where we couldn't do shows, but I spent the entire 2021 zero. I'm like,
really?
You're not going to get a single white male on this fucking stage.
Yeah. Now you see, Ben, you're the kind of ally that I love. It's like you don't talk about it, you be about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. And even this podcast, I was constantly. Like I do every 25 episodes, I do a video episode, and there has not been a white dude guest.
Yes.
Like I can't change who I am, but there's not going to be. You're not going to see that.
We've got enough white dude guests on podcasts. Like we don't really need to add to that.
Sometimes you can't avoid it, and I'm like, come on, I know you have a woman working for you, somebody else, and they're like, no, but he's got more experience. Like fuck that guy. Like straight up, fuck that guy. I don't need to talk to that guy. Like
I love that.
Yeah. So Crooked Lane is a woman-owned brewery in Auburn, which is pretty cool as well. So I was like, I'm going to pair with those every time.
Oh, so do they have your beer there at that brewery yet?
No, not yet.
They don't have any black people there, so they need to have some black beer. So we need to ship it.
And what brewery? In Auburn?
Crooked Lane.
Crooked Lane.
Oh, okay.
And they do everything, man. If you want to do anything, any style, they're going to tackle it and fucking crush it.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, that's the beauty of like the collaborations that we've done. Is that we've been able to utilize the distribution through the collaborations to get us into places that normally wouldn't see us.
Right.
So they'll be conditioned to seeing, this brand and this brand, but then they see this other brand like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then we have some type of story and purpose behind it. So that way, now you know that we're getting our way into those markets where once we do break out, and it's not collaborations anymore, now we can go directly to them.
Yeah.
And provide them.
And your logo's very simple but very recognizable. Like that's what I like. It's just like very, very concise and recognizable. Also, I can't notice you're wearing an Oakland Roots hat, Oakland Roots jacket.
Oh yeah, we keep it. We keep it Oakland.
Look at the shoes right there too. The shoes gotta have Oakland.
Oh, the shoes?
I got the Currys.
Okay,
on. Yep.
nice.
Okay. You rocking the Currys? All right.
Oh, yep.
Got the 93 till.
The 93 till. I mean, we repping all of Oakland right now.
All day, every day.
I'm repping myself.
Which is fine.
But as is classic me, I'm like, small logo you can't read facing outward, the logo you carry on the back facing a wall that no one is buying. I'm very good at self-promotion.
No, that's great. But I have to say, it's been great to be in this space, considering where we come from, and how competitive it is. Or at least if we were going to go the route of starting a little breakfast shop or food truck, is very competitive out there. And that's one thing about the beer industry, is not as competitive as many will think. Trade ingredients and yeast and supplies.
So do you guys have like a scale up plan? Do you have a year, like we want to have our brewery by this date
first and foremost was getting the AP.
Yeah.
Being allowed to be in this space and to brew. Going to continue working on our brand. Next step would be to have our own tap room. So
Okay.
we'll make our beer here, make it at other breweries, bring it to our tap room, have guest taps where we can create the vibe that we want, and the space, the community space that, ultimately that's what beer is about. It's about community, and then after that, having build out a brewery. Maybe it's in a different part of Oakland, maybe it's in the east or something where we're just brewing, and then we can still send our beer out to our tap room, probably another tap room, that's the scale up. So I would say 3 years, definitely want to have our own brewing facility.
That's a comfortable amount of time.
I can't wait for that because once you have an Oakland brewery, you got to have comedy there. That's a
that's a no-brainer.
They go hand in hand. And I think I should be the first person to headline that brewery. Since I'm
Karinda, drop those credits.
I'm booking shows 3 years ahead of time.
I know, right? In 3 years, I'm opening at Hella Coastal. It's good. It's good.
I'm putting it in my calendar right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna
3
make it
days
happen.
from today.
Yes.
Opening night kickoff comedy show. Live backing band. Obviously, we're not stupid.
Yeah. We're gonna have that band that Too Short had when he came back to Oakland. He had a live band at Yoshi's. I heard it was so dope. We're gonna get that band, and then we're just gonna.
We gotta see what their price point is.
They'll do it for free. They just want to support. That's what.
Yeah, they just want to support
They just want
community.
to support
that'll be cool.
At a steep discount, at least.
They're listening to this podcast no, that's not true at all.
But now that I put it in your mind, you might.
They might consider it. They might consider it.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a dope night.
Yeah.
I once said accidentally. I said, "Take advantage of your friendships." I'm sorry, leverage your relationships is what I meant to say.
I hate that word, leverage, because I
It's
worked
such
in
a
corporate
fucking-
America
it's
for
so
so
corporate.
long. I'm like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? Leverage.
Leverage.
That and robust. This meeting isn't as robust.
The only
as it
way I
could
want to
be.
hear robust is in porter. That's when I want to hear the word robust.
Glad I didn't when I told you about
Synergy.
the
That's
stout.
another one I hate.
I didn't mention robust with the stout. I was like, you like coffee and chocolate, you like the stout coconut, but didn't throw the robust word out there.
And that's why I'm going to try it after this podcast.
I would have said robust.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, no.
No.
I can't do it.
There's a great synergy between the
Giving me
coffee, the
flashbacks.
chocolate, and the coconut. You're like, fuck you. It's very robust. I've leveraged the flavor profiles. Fuck you.
All of it.
Yeah.
All those
It's
corporate
now Chris's
buzzwords.
least
Synergy.
favorite beer.
Yeah.
To speak of something that's not as robust, we do have something though. The one that we do with Almanac. It's a West Coast Pills that you have to try.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got some in the car.
Oh,
We can
let's
pour-
break it out.
We can pour a little bit. And then,
We should probably do that. That sounds
let's do
like an
it.
appropriate thing for this podcast.
Now we got to do it.
Yeah.
Now we got to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to support
Go
you
get
and
it.
Almanac
Go
at
get
all
it.
times. So I'm down for that.
Now we got to get more glasses. This table's going to be pretty full.
Welcome to my podcast. That's how we do it. It's
all-
I'll grab this tiny table, but
glasses.
also
I
let's
haven't finished this beer yet. Now we got to start on a different one.
Nope.
My girlfriend's going to be like, you don't even drink beer. I'm like, I drink black beer.
Hey, I'm supporting a community,
Right.
Because obviously there are, I'll say, barriers to entry
Yes.
in trying to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because even, I've done an episode with Weathered Souls with Marcus,
Okay,
and
yeah.
he's like, getting the financing to do this was really hard.
Yep.
Whereas, you walk in as somebody who looks more like me, and it's a little bit easier to get somebody to believe that you can do what you're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's very frustrating because there's no difference. There's only one difference. And yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and we're trying to not only change the game up and be, the first black-owned brewery in Oakland, but
It's 2022.
Yeah.
How is there not one just lying around by
There's-
mistake?
There was one. It was called Brothers Brewing back in 1999.
Oh, dope.
But they actually weren't brewing in Oakland. They were brewing in Berkeley,
Okay.
but their business address was in Oakland. So
That's pretty good.
some
Yeah.
technicalities.
That's like what?
There's some-
It's like 8 miles away. That's like how hard
Yeah,
are we
it's
really
like right,
pressing
it's
this?
right there. I mean,
it's splitting hairs, but okay.
yeah, so I mean, but we don't want to be the only one. We'll
Right.
be the only one right now, but we want to,
Yeah,
create like
build
an
and
incubator where
have-
we
yeah.
can help the next generation become a
Right.
black-owned brewery.
You guys want to be
where-
the first of many.
Yeah, exactly. To
So
show that you can do it, it is financially feasible,
Yeah.
and that it is a path people can take.
Yep.
Because it's shocking to me. That's shocking to me.
Yeah.
There are zero.
Yeah. Nah,
I should have done my
The
research.
only other one is Speakeasy. You guys
Yeah.
know Speakeasy, Hunters
Yes.
Point out in the city. So they weren't black owned, but a black businessman purchased them when they were
Right.
like going downhill.
Yeah,
So
for,
he's
I
like the
see.
4th time.
yeah.
But yeah.
He's
So
like, let me
not-
grab this up right
Yeah,
quick.
he was like, he didn't want to see a historical San
brand.
Francisco brand fall
Yeah.
apart.
Go
so he
under.
wanted to pick it up. But it's not black owned and operated. Owned, yes.
But not
We're
operated.
coming at it from, homebrew status. Like we are doing beer. Like this is what we do.
Yeah.
And then bringing our culture along with us to create this juicy, Smollett over here.
Yeah.
But
Oh, boy.
And also, bringing different folks in. Like last week we had our release party. A lot of people who don't drink beer came through just to support black owned, So we brought them through. They tried the beer. We answered all their questions. People were like, man, I don't normally drink beer. I don't drink, So then I start talking through some of the flavor profiles and they taste it. They're like, oh, like
Right.
I'll try that.
this isn't the type of beer I've had before.
because
Just
I told Ben that sometimes I indulge in ciders, something that's a little more sweet, but once you started explaining like the complex flavor structure to me, I was like, oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Let me try that.
But you're getting a little bit of that, like that I wouldn't say sourness, but like that bitterness, like kind of like a grapefruit, like biting into a grapefruit. A lot of brewers when they drink it, they're like, oh, it's very pithy. I was like, pithy? Let me look up that.
What
taste
is that?
profile. What the fuck? So basically, after looking it up, now I know, but it's like the white on a citrus fruit.
Oh, I see.
So it's like that little like that sour, bitter
Nice.
skin that's in there, So that's kind of what.
Okay. Now, what's the flavor profile of this one?
Yeah, because it's the West Coast Pilsner, which is a combination of old school, new school, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Utilizing salvo oil that was used in the mash.
Whirlpool.
Whirlpool. But then hops was used in the mash.
Okay.
Which is not normal.
Not normal at all.
So normally you'll do hops like in the boil to add that bitterness
All
in.
right. So, Karinda, you're a brand new person to beer in
I
that
am.
respect as far as the technicality. Do you want to get into what whirlpool, boil, mash, all that stuff is?
Yeah.
Sure. So mash, basically, you got your grains, right? You got your malted barley, and you have to mill it to kind of open it up and and bring those sugars out.
Okay.
So you mill it, you basically steep it, and not that one, that's the fermenter, but behind that is the mash tun. So you put those grains in there, they steep for like an hour to kind of extract all that sugar content. That's what you're going to need for the fermentation process to create alcohol. The yeast needs sugar, and that will produce alcohol.
It sounds like a chemistry class I slept through.
It's
maybe.
a
total
chemistry. It's chemistry. Is
Because
it's
they don't teach you the
baking,
practical purpose of chemistry.
I
They
know.
told you, hey, you can get drunk off this.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
That
Hold
class
on a
was
second.
boring.
Yeah.
The way he's saying it's very interesting to me.
Especially when you could, taste the fruits.
Yeah,
of
when you
your
taste
labor,
it, the fruits of the labor of it, it's right here.
Well, the story behind this, the one from Almanac, it's called West Coastal, by the way, West Coastal Pilsner. But the story actually,
I love that label too.
It gives a lot of what the character is. It's almost like creating a story. Like if you close your eyes and I read it to you, you might put yourself into this place. And also this one, the proceeds of this goes to the Michael James Jackson Foundation, so as to help get more, BIPOC breweries and diversify
I love
the brewing
that.
space.
Yeah.
So it's a foundation that he started to really.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's to push it forward.
Yeah, you have to.
I love how like all of your beers are sort of tied into community. Like that's if it's not the art, it's the the giving back, so that you guys can get other black people into this space because there's what we said 1%.
Less than
1%.
Less than. It's like 0.8.
0.87 or
0.8.
whatever.
That seems to be the number because
Yeah.
Auburn was 0.8
Yeah.
black people. So
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, if everybody in Auburn was a brewer, that would be the American brewing industry.
yeah. So I mean, I love how you guys like tie that back in with everything that you're doing, and like I said, in 3 years, we're manifesting that here right now.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna open the brewery, and I'm gonna be there headlining.
It's about black futures,
Yeah.
about black history. It's pushing it forward. Like,
Yep.
we're going to be the ones talked about in the future that kind of, pave the way.
Yeah, and I love that. To me, every great black artist, not only do they pave the way, but they bring people with them. Because if you don't do that, then it's just going to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It dies with you.
It dies with you,
Yeah.
and we can't have that. Like we got to have people mentoring along the way while you're building yourself and while you're getting to where you want to be.
Which is a great segue because through this whole process of us building up our brand, at the same time we're looking out for like Brewing with Brothers and what they've been doing in East Palo Alto, and them coming out with some really dope ass beers that need to be upscaled. So if we can provide them with some of the information that will get them around some of those barriers that we faced, we're happy to share that. Each one teach one, get that whole mentality going.
Oh yeah.
Between both Buki and Denzel, and then Randy Ross out of Brentwood. He's trying to get his Black Barrel Brewing company. Him and his wife.
That BBB.
Yep. they're trying to. Him and his wife. They're a team. They're trying to take what they're doing in their concept to another level. And then we just have like
build it like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have so many great people in our circle. I mean, Manny Ponce, who's actually part of our team. He's not able to be here today. He's out with his lady, enjoying the day. And then I got to give a shout out to Steph and what Steph is doing within Esperutu 444.
They're a seller person here at Federation, but always shouting us out. Part of like the Pink Boots collabs, which is like trying to bring more women into like the brewing industry as well, and they work on their own beers.
Are there any breweries owned by black women? I think I read one, but I can't remember the name of it.
Well, you got
was like a list.
Rhythm Brewing. Yeah. You got Harlem.
Crowns and Hops.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Benny, the half owner.
Benny and Tio.
Tio, yeah.
That's what's up.
The thing is like it's almost like the same thing with it being like February and learning Black history. It's like we gotta like really dig down and look to see where we can find them.
Yeah.
So we were able to experience Barrel and Flow last year, where it was this all black beer fest.
Yeah.
And it was
Where?
This was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have it every year, or does it
Every
move
year.
around?
Yep.
Every
Well,
year.
that was the
Gracie?
first. Last year was the first one.
Yeah.
Or a first official Barrel and Flow.
Yeah. It had
Okay.
Fresh Fest
It had like
before
shot
that.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Technically, I guess it was the third year.
Yeah. The third. Yeah.
But they changed names and kind of split up the two creators.
Yeah.
Got it.
But they're doing it again. It was
Oh,
dope.
yeah.
It was It was like black music, art, and beer festival.
Yep.
All family.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then the other one is going to be Blacktoberfest.
Blacktober,
Oh yeah,
Which
that came
came-
in last year, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And they're gonna make it. Obviously, COVID is like we can't do a big party like this. Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Mike to getting that whole thing going and
Oh yeah, with Black Brew Culture.
Black Brew Culture.
Actually, he's one of the first ones who really kind of put us on. When he saw what we were doing, he reached out. He has a good following and everything, and he was like, "Yo, you guys need some help with like merchandise or anything?" And so he printed up our first set of shirts.
Yep.
Promoted us on Instagram. So so that's we didn't spend no dollars on ads. It was all
Just sort of him helping you get like that
was
higher
like word of
profile.
mouth. Yeah. It's like this. It's like the each one teach one. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I know how to do this. Maybe I can help you guys out to get you to a level
I love
where,
it.
Yeah.
where I'm at. Or
So we're gonna have to go to Atlanta
Yep.
for the Blacktoberfest because they're not doing it in LA this year. So it's gonna be Atlanta and Pittsburgh.
When is that?
October.
Yeah.
October what?
TBD.
Gotta look it up.
That
Yeah.
TBD to be determined.
October something. Towards the end, I think.
Yeah.
Oct TBD.
I think the other one's in Durham, North Carolina, too.
Oh, Durham, yeah.
Yeah.
So North
Yeah.
Carolina, South Africa, and Atlanta.
South
Yeah.
Africa.
South-
I would
Soweto?
love to go there.
Soweto,
Right?
yep.
Yeah.
I would love. Yep, it'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
dope to do something. We can get our beer where.
Fuck it. We're going to South Africa, too.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do it. I've been trying to get there.
Got to get
so-
that capital.
Worldwide Black Tour.
We got to get that capital. Huh? We got to get that traveling capital.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
Yep. Sorry, that was sidebar.
No, that's accurate. That's
We already got
This is
our
important.
black beer itinerary going on.
Yeah.
So let's,
And also, of course, if you're going to be touring worldwide with Karinda, Karinda's got some things that she's got going on.
Yeah. You know, my album just dropped, Black and Blue.
Okay.
You can get it on every streaming service there is. Tidal, Pandora, Spotify, Apple. Also, we got the LP. So if you guys got a turntable at home,
Yeah.
you know, I got that old school for you. And the album, the vinyl is actually black and blue too, so it's gonna be real cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Do you have a?
Yeah.
Are you selling it on what website can we go to?
You can go to blondemedicine.com, which is the black blonde.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's like the Mary J, like the
Okay.
Beyonce blonde.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like
Not the Britney Spears blonde.
Yeah. What is blonde medicine? Like how did you come in contact with them, and did they reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? How
you
did-
know, I've known Dom for a really long time, and
Dom who?
Dominic.
I don't know who. I don't know anything about blonde medicine. I'm
That's
sorry.
a dope pick, by the way.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
so
much,
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Dominic Delbean.
Okay.
And Jessica, we've known them for a while, and you know, he used to work for a different label, and he branched out and started his own label. My friend Di and I were ready to record our albums, and we were like, you know, and they were like, sure, we love you guys, let's do it.
Yeah.
We were originally supposed to record it a year and a half ago.
What happened? No way to know.
You know, Delta, Omarion. I know it's Omicron, but Omarion sounds better.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
he
no.
probably doesn't like that, but
Oh, it's been some hilarious memes surrounded by
I
that.
know.
Especially to be the variant that didn't really like hit too.
Yeah, I know. He was like,
oh, you took it to another. Oh, no!
I believe it hits different.
it is different. You know?
Touch.
Like, come on, his career is done. He should be so happy that
Yeah,
he's
it
back
was-
in
it-
consciousness.
It was definitely touching people, but maybe not the way we thought it would.
Yeah, it wasn't like Punch.
Yeah.
It's more like
So,
Tag you're in.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
I got it. All right. It's not going to fuck with me too much, but like, I do have it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Out of commission.
yeah, so we waited a year and a half for things to, you know, we got a window in between Delta and O, you know? So we recorded it at the Punchline in San Francisco, and, you know, we had a lot of black and brown people in San Francisco, which you don't really see anymore.
Yeah.
And so we were really happy about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. That's
I was number 5 on iTunes for a minute. I don't know how that happened, but I think I was like behind Bill Burr, which was crazy.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's like I'm probably like number 535 right now, but for that week,
Day of release?
Getting that free
I got-
press
yeah, I
from
got-
Apple, you know, they
you know,
threw you up on the list.
it
you
was
know?
fantastic.
That's
I'll take
dope.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if anybody, you know, wants to download that album and you know, help out a struggling comedian who's you know, originally from Detroit, lived in Oakland, 15 years now I'm in LA. I'm touching all the black hotspots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna, you know,
Next
hopefully
is Atlanta.
be in Atlanta,
Yeah.
South Africa.
South Africa,
Yeah.
Philly, all of it.
Yeah. Are you gonna have any shows in the Bay Area coming?
Do I have any shows in the Bay Area? I don't. My next show is actually going to be in LA. So,
I got listeners down there, I hope.
do you?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't look at my data anymore.
April
I stopped
2nd.
caring.
April 2nd, Les Fest is going to be.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, they can hit my website and they can get the information on that. So yeah, if you're down there, come by, come see me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And of course, you can just go to Karinda-Dobbins.com.
Absolutely,
Find
my
out what's
website
going
is it's got everything Karinda. If you want to know whatever you want to know about me, almost is there. I got to keep a few secrets, but I'm an open book on Karinda-Dobbins.com.
Yeah.
And it's got my if it's got my live shows. You know, if you want to find out what get my album or get the LP, it's all in one place for you.
So
Seems like we could probably get out of here, right? You have gumbo to take care of?
yeah, I'm getting messages and like,
all right.
what
They're
should
like,
I do?
we need this food.
Wrap it up. Okay, great. I've taken the hint. All right, so as far as we've gone through Karinda's stuff, also Instagram, Twitter,
Yes,
Facebook.
It's all Karinda-Dobbins.com. Like, I didn't get fancy with it.
No, why would you? And consistency is key. You can't have
is.
different handles for different accounts. Nobody's going to know what to do.
Right.
They're going to get confused. You can't have that.
Yeah, I just want them to be like, Karinda, yo, you everywhere.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. And that's Karinda with
I'm
a K.
not on TikTok or Snapchat, so
Oh, you fucking up.
I left that for my daughter.
Nah.
All right, what you need to do is take your daughter's account, change it to your name, and fucking just do it. It's like, yeah, you can still make your videos, but it's
Make
gonna
some
be under my
content
name.
under her.
It's still going to be under my name because I'm the one who's fucking pursuing a career in entertainment, right? So it's under my name, but you still do what you do, and I'll pop in once in a while.
I just make a guest appearance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, do a lot of reaction vids to what your daughter's doing. Like, I didn't raise her this way. I'm so sorry.
Like, what you doing on here?
Yeah.
But I'm sure your daughter is the pro. She's the pro on
Oh,
TikTok.
she
right?
is.
The kids know how to do it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
She knows how to do. She knows all the stuff. Whenever I have a question, she's like, touch this, pinch this, put the music there, slide that over there.
I get frustrated just opening up my phone and trying to read an email without it not updating properly. That's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, last night.
Did you get that email? I was like, no, I didn't get that email. They sent it to you. Like, no, man, no. And then
Last night I had to have somebody
Didn't update.
take payments for me for a show I was doing. Like, hey, I'm going to send you the QR code screenshots so you can just show those to customers. So
I
they can
just
pay
got the QR code
while I'm
reader.
on stage. Like, if I'm on stage, you can take payments while I'm up there because I usually handle fucking everything like an idiot. And I'm like, it won't let me load my favorites list. I don't know what to do, man. It usually pops up, right? Like you can go to different folders, but it's only my recent photos, and I want to. It's way back there, man. But I know if I favorite it, so I can find it easier. I can't figure out how to get into my favorites. I'm like, I'm so fucking old.
I'm pretty
Jesus
sure I
Christ.
probably got everybody beat over here.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
technology is. I mean, it's too much now. They can.
I'm talking
you can
about my age.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Kerner might win this battle. And we don't need to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, black don't crack, so
Right.
I look 27, but it's all good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drop numbers on anybody.
I'm actually 87, but you never know it.
She's been
I'm,
doing it.
amazing.
I'm very spry.
At some point, she's gonna pop. Just
That's
know.
good life.
She's pop.
You
All right, so we did Karinda's stuff. All right, Hello Coaster. Where can we find you? What do you guys got going on? What kind of releases you guys have? Where can they find you?
Oh wow, yeah. Our next release is going to be with Tilted Mash.
Oh, dope! I know those guys.
So there's going to be a big party
When?
over April 1st.
Okay. Oh yeah, the anniversary weekend.
Their anniversary.
Yep.
So we're
That's
actually
Friday. I know that because I'm doing their anniversary comedy show the 31st of March. So
Nice.
so we may be there.
I'll come by.
Yeah,
Dope.
we're actually linking up with them specifically for this anniversary party.
Dope.
Jonathan and his group, they're
great.
dope people.
Yeah, I love them.
Dope and Jonathan and Max.
Yeah.
Both are doing some great things. Of course, we're going to continue doing what we're doing as far as getting our beers set, solely our beers set.
That's the next
That's
move.
the next step.
Next
Yep.
big move.
We're going to be working with St. Mary's on something next week, and then leading up to just after the Tilted Mash thing, then we have something with UC Davis. We got the Inclusion Beer Project. That's making waves. Changing up the game as far as people being responsible, or at least breweries being responsible. If you want to touch upon that, but
Yeah, so we're also part of the Bay Area Brewers Guild, the DEI committee. And one thing, what we wanted to create, we had a hard time getting into the industry, and we're like, fuck it, we're gonna start a brewery if we can't get into the industry.
Bogart your way in.
Exactly.
You have to.
So what we're trying to do, with the Inclusion
album
Beer
real.
Project, is to have breweries start a DEI committee within their brewery.
What is DEI?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, if we can at least get a brewery to take a look at themselves see how they're projecting themselves to the world, who they're hiring, why they hire these types of people, and start to change the demographics of the people that they're bringing in, then you can have more diverse opinions. You won't get caught up in no weird shit. And it doesn't matter about like race or background or.
I know you guys said the ownership is like 0.8%, but like what's the employment like how many like what's the percentage of black people working in the industry?
It's still below like 10%.
Yeah,
okay,
it's not demonstrably better. I'd say probably like 3%, 4%.
Okay,
it's not great,
and it's also the type of work, like they're like
bartenders
people of color behind the back there doing all the hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But even at the front of the bar, it might not be people of color.
Right. It's not reflective of
ownership, management. Supervisor roles are usually all white.
Marketing.
Yeah.
I feel like your the people you hire always should be reflective of the community you're in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you can't have places in Oakland and you're not. Yeah. It doesn't look like Oakland looks.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So it should at least be 25%.
Yeah. At the minimum.
In Oakland, it's like even. It should be a little bit of everybody working in the spot.
It's Oakland.
Yeah,
and like, okay, so I run comedy shows at Tilted Mash, and Jonathan, he's a Hispanic man. Mm-hmm. People think I own it.
Wow.
Because they can't even imagine that he would own it. I'm like, no, I literally just run one monthly show here.
And they're like, you're the owner, right?
And as much as I'd like to be there more often, life exists. So I'm only there like 1, maybe 2 days a month. And people are like,
so
you
they
own
think
it.
that you're the owner just dropping in once or twice a month.
to host a comedy show.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, it's like, we don't see a lot of white people, white men around here. This guy must be the guy.
That's so bad.
And it's like, and I talked to Jonathan about it. It's like, well, I feel like, the people that come to my venue and the people that work at my venue to reflect who we are. But do you think it's important to like kind of be in your face about that? Yeah. Or do you think it's like, you can just see it and that's good enough?
No, you got to be in your face. Mm-hmm. That's why we had to take ownership of us saying it. Like a lot of people say, well, why you need to say first black-owned brewery? Or like, why you have to say only black-owned brewery? Or why you have to say black brewery, period?
Or
black-owned.
Yeah.
It's like, why not?
Yeah.
Only because we make up a very marginalized group.
Yeah.
We're settling for less when it comes to like going to the corner store and picking up these brands that really can give a shit of what's going on in the
that money's not coming back to the community.
Right.
So
trash.
Yeah. So we can change that narrative up and at least, of course, beer is like one of the segues of the bigger scheme of things that will take this podcast to another couple hours.
Right.
But beer.
Sorry. I'm like, we're wrapping up. Let's just poke the bear.
But essentially, like us making up the percentage that's very low, bringing other people with us to bring that percentage up to a 1%, we win it.
Yeah, and that's the same thing.
We want to match. We want to match the demographics of where we're at or the country. If it's 14% black, we want the beer industry to be 14% black owned. Like let's reflect the demographics of the country.
Right. And that's the same thing I'm always advocating for in comedy. It's like, we have some black comics that are very, very, very famous, you know what I mean? But we also need to have them bringing up and giving, space to black comics who are up and coming because, there's so many talented
and
comics.
You want about Cat Williams being a crazy person. He always brought people with him.
He always did. And especially black women.
Yeah.
He always gave the space to talented black women on his tours.
Yeah.
And always. That's a lot of money. Cat Williams is selling out arenas.
Yeah.
So, you putting a lot of people on, and I really appreciated that about him. And also my friend Gina Yashere.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own television show, but she's always like, wherever she goes, she's like, I want black women opening for me. That's dope. I want them to have the platform
this exists.
that I have. Tiffany Haddish, she does the same thing. Wanda Sykes, like they all bring people along, and I'm like, I love that. Like that's what we got to do. Like we got to give each other, space. When we have a spotlight, we got to share it.
Yeah, totally. And then have great people in our circle too.
Yeah, don't bring the trash around.
Don't bring the trash around. You need people who are going to nurture your talent.
Yeah. And like the nice part is there's so much of it.
Yes.
Like it's like you don't. If you're bringing trash, you don't know anybody because there's so much amazing talent out there.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Anyway. I didn't even ask this question because it's a question that I think, how did you guys get into beer? How did you find beer? Because historically, it's not really a thing, craft beer.
Just to do the summary real quick.
Yeah, we only have a few minutes.
So Chaz, he started. He was doing it to impress somebody.
Drinking at a really young age.
And that age would be?
21.
16.
6 years old.
Okay.
You know,
6.
when I was in high school, I took this advanced biology class.
We back to science.
Should I do the whole long story?
Oh, this is really a STEM podcast. Is what
I know. I'm
this is.
like long story.
I'm a big supporter.
All right, maybe Mario tells his version first, so then I'll go on the long version.
Okay, yeah. So it was really my business partner, him getting into it first.
It's all your fault. I heard it.
I got a little cheap beer kit. I'm like, oh man, he's making some. Not only is this one of my good friends, great friends, I see him as family too, but
Yeah.
I met him through my brother-in-law, Salvador Agaba. I know he wants to be
Shout
here.
out Junico.
Junico. Yep. But it's my wife's brother. And this is like his best friend since they were, and I mean, for a long
we were
time.
like 25.
Okay.
So for like 15 years, though.
15
You know,
years, okay.
that's a lot in adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of that, he was brewing beer. I was like, oh man, that sounds cool. It'd be cool if we can do some little competition thing. My beer was coming out tasting like shit, but that's okay, you know. And it's just repetition. I think we kind of stepped away from it. I wasn't too much of a hophead. I just got beer, drank it. But it was Chaz that really like took it to the next level as far as knowing different styles and profiles. So I think that was like the motivation to make me like, okay, I need to step my game up.
Right.
So I think it was 2016 is where the whole thing started. And then, you know, this whole dads raising fund, making beer, barbecuing for the schools. Then that ended up being a thing where we start putting in focus into brew-offs. It's a little localized brew-offs, you know. Oktoberfest, had that Oktoberfest over at
Fruitvale?
Yeah, Fruitvale.
Oh, I live right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to have like a yearly Oktoberfest. So
Right.
yeah.
Or I
It's
used
like
to
a
live
beer-
right there.
beer
I
party.
kind of live right there.
Yeah.
I come back and forth.
or Diamond, not
Diamond,
The
yeah,
Diamond
yeah,
District
yeah,
without
Diamond.
the A.
Yeah.
I always have to mention
Oh, yeah.
that.
Diamond.
And then luckily, over at Old Can,
Okay.
they started having more events there. You know, getting the beer out there to the masses, and then that's when this one day it's like, okay, let's try to do this. It wasn't seen as something that other people thought that we can do.
Of course.
And then we went to a beer gala in 2020. Told a couple of folks that we're going to do this.
It's like 3 days before the pandemic.
Yep.
wow.
And so during that whole time, they thought that what we had was a cute idea, but we turned that cute idea into something that was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. I think I first saw you in 2020 at Oak Park. They had a big blowout festival thing. So it was like you were maybe 6 months in.
Yeah,
You were already making moves.
Kind of. Well, we were. I think it was June is when we had like the Black is Beautiful.
Juneteenth, yeah.
Yeah, it was Black is Beautiful.
I love that can, by the way.
And you know, thanks to Weather Souls and Marcus for coming up with that idea. The whole team over there. We use that as a way to give back. We gave back to Campaign Zero.
I want that can too. We've been talking about what cans I'm getting through this whole podcast.
All right. So I have a label from their Weathered Souls. Marcus is actually from Rancho Cordova. So there's a brewery in Rancho Cordova, Claim Stake. They did a big collab. He came in from Texas to do it. So I have that label of their collab
I want that.
lying around. You know, like you do. Also, I have Oak Park Brewing's Beer Goddess beer also lying around.
I want that one too.
Because you got to steal labels when they're fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But anyway, but I think that's how you guys got into brewing. But like, as far as finding craft beer in the black community, it can be difficult. How'd you guys find your way into that?
Sierra Nevada.
So
Okay. Yeah, okay. I should have known. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was dumb. But was it pale ale or torpedo? That's the.
It was like
Pale ale.
the very first pale ale.
when I was 16 years old, I was like, this shit is bitter as fuck. You know, I was like, I do not like, but all the you know, the white homies was drinking it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling it. Like you feel that buzz right away. Mario's got to cut.
I'm sorry, I do have to
cut
discuss.
out.
This is getting fun, and like right when it's getting fun,
I
man,
know.
What's your first beer? What's your first beer love? And then go.
The first beer that you love drinking?
No, I'll have to say anything from Lagunitas to Sierra Nevada before they got,
Yeah.
before Lagunitas went down that route. But I can't say anything specific.
Okay.
Only because,
Legal reasons.
yeah,
We legally can't. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, really?
I was like, what legal reasons do you have? It's like, I
we
didn't ask
cannot
when. I did not
say
ask
another
age.
beer.
Yeah.
maybe just to keep it local, even more local, I'll say like Pyramid.
Oh, dope.
Oh,
When
Pyramid,
Pyramid
yeah.
had
Was it
their beer-
apricot hef or was it regular?
It was
hef?
the
apricot hef.
When I worked
Oh, no, it wasn't a hef. It was a apricot ale.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
But their Hefeweizen was also dope too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I worked in Emeryville, we used to always do like lunch at the Pyramid Ale Brewery over there. On the food was dope too, but the beer, I never really.
Had the good games
They
going
had
on,
they
right?
had a really good apple cider.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, I did not fuck with those beers.
as a person who discovered beer in like their early 20s, apricot plus women, yes.
Oh,
so like
that's
I was like,
the
you
combination?
bring
Okay.
it, like we're having a party, I'm bringing apricot from Pyramid. That was just like the rule.
That's the thing. Okay.
yeah. Then I'm like, and then something for me, but like you had to know. So yeah, that's a starter for like youths for sure.
Yeah.
Please leave.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so good to
Appreciate it.
meet you.
Thank you so
Mario,
much.
thank you so much.
I mean to hit run like this. But,
We'll see how it ends.
I'm gonna hit you up for that
thank you
gumbo
again,
though.
everybody.
Like Mario out.
But yeah, where can people find you? Find out more about you. Find out what you're doing.
Yeah. HellaCoastal.com.
A beautiful website as discussed previously.
It's
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Appreciate it. I do video production too, so I was trying to make a website for my video content. Never got it done, but once we started the brewery, somehow I figured out how to make that damn autoplay feature work.
Yeah, you did a great job.
So it just takes that little extra inspiration and made it happen.
I love when you go to a website for a product and it just gives you a feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I just get a feeling when I go to you guys.
Yeah, it's
website.
so smooth. It
Yeah.
just looks good. You want to keep scrolling. Like,
And it's so clean.
it's so clean. That logo, like I was saying, it's so simple, but it's clean and recognizable. Like, it's just
We wanted to feel, kind of wavy, and wanted it stacked because two words, when you put them next to each other,
It's
can't
long.
really put that into a logo, So we worked with we worked with a local artist. Once again, out here,
Yeah, you have to.
he does hand painted signs. So I really liked the way he wrote letters out. And then just gave him a couple different images to pick from, how we wanted kind of the logo to work. And
Yeah,
that's how
he knocked it out of the park.
yeah, he killed it. Like the first version of it, I was like, "Oh,
That's it.
you hit it." But there was a couple little tweaks,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the L's
always-
looked a little crazy,
it's always a
and
little
I'm like,
something you
let's
gotta-
push that in a little bit. But so HellaCoastal.com, same on Instagram at HellaCoastal. Venmo is Hella-Coastal. If anybody wants to send us some money,
Yeah.
much
Corinda
obliged.
Corinda-Dobbins, if anybody wants to send me money, I gotta
Thank you.
throw that out there.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
important. I think it's very important you throw out a
Oh,
Venmo.
that's so dope.
This was another collab we did with Hunters Point, right? So
Town
there's the
Speakeasy.
city. Yeah, Speakeasy, but
That's mine, right?
Yeah.
I can slide you one,
Wow.
I can slide both of y'all
Wow.
one,
We'll give you one. He's like, I got 8 of these, but I'll give you one.
I got to give them to everybody,
That's true,
I
that's
gotta
true.
give
You
them,
got business
there's
to
more.
attend to.
I'm going to keep one, and then I'm going to just give them all
Yeah,
out.
because you all are always hustling,
Yeah,
always trying to show people that this is a thing.
Exactly. It's like a
Yeah.
business card,
Yeah. And it's
So-
very strange. So Hunter's Point is working out of Speakeasy. You guys are working out of Federation.
So Hunters Point actually is the actual owner of Speakeasy.
right.
So they own Speakeasy.
And then they're also brewing.
Yeah.
But Speakeasy beer still exists because you can't
Yeah.
give up that Prohibition ale. That's
Exactly.
stupid.
Yeah.
You can't have a Speakeasy
And that Red
Prohibition.
Scarlet,
Yeah, Red Scarlet, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, Double Daddy.
Yeah.
Double Daddy.
Yeah, just you can't.
That sounds like a
Mobster.
porn.
No, sorry, Mobster is what we're going
It's
for.
Mobster, yeah.
Mobster Speakeasy. You got to keep the theme going.
Okay,
Karinda.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just went real left right there.
It's very I see where you came from, and it makes sense. But you got to remember, Speakeasy. They're going to very much because there's Prohibition,
Right.
Scarlet, like
Yes.
a woman who's in red.
I
in the
understand.
speakeasy. But yeah, Hunter's Point is like, which one is a subsidiary at this point? Is it Hunter's Point the subsidiary? of
Speakeasy's a subsidiary, but but that's like the big national brand.
Right.
So that's like their cash cow.
Yeah.
Hunter's Point is their new brand, more localized, regional brand that focuses on craft beer, not the big like box. They're not trying to get into Trader Joe's and Safeway and all that. They're trying to do like the craft beer brand.
I bring it up because you guys are working out of Federation Brewing, obviously, like we discussed. And then, of course, Oak Park Brewing has their subsidiary People's Beer, which is where they purchased the titling from the first black-owned brewery in America.
Yep.
So
From Theodore Mack.
Yeah, I read about
Out
that
in,
too.
where was that? Oshkosh?
yeah, Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Oshkosh,
Which
B'gosh.
makes sense.
Oshkosh,
The first
B'gosh.
black brewery would be in Wisconsin.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like where
Where else would it be?
Yeah.
If you had to guess, where would it be? The whitest place? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just like this weird thing where like you see that I think at this point you need that, which is shitty. Like you need to have like a cover.
It's kind of like, them think about these kind of like a commune kitchen or, where like food trucks, they all kind of cook in one spot.
Yeah,
pull
that's
their
the next
food
big
out,
thing, yeah.
Go out. So it's kind of like we're trying to like take that same approach to beer. Why spend $1 million to build out and pay all this rent, $2 per square foot, when what if we fold in a year and then we owe all that money and we lose everything and then someone buys all the rights to us, when instead we can focus on making good beer, the beer that we want to make, sticking to like how our brand identity is, and get that capital from whether it be investors or banks or whatever, but we can choose the path we want to go on rather than being like, all right, diving in deep, and then it's like, all right, well, our investors want us to make hazy
deep too
IPAs,
fast.
Yeah,
and they don't
how
want
beer
black
is right
people
now.
on cans anymore,
Right.
and they don't want us donating to organizations like that are helping the community, so we have more control this way.
Yeah. Plus, you get to help a business that maybe especially during the pandemic, is like we need any kind of money we can get.
Yeah.
If you can bring something in, we'll take that.
Right. We can collaborate and make it work.
And it works for both parties.
Yeah. So that's the future, man. Alternating proprietorship. I mean, contract brewing was already one thing. I don't know if you guys know the difference, but contract is like if I have a recipe, I'll go to a brewery and be like, make this beer. We'll buy it back from you. Then we can sell it. Our name will be on it.
I see.
Alternating proprietorship is where we actually would rent out the brew house for the day, come in, we'll be checking on our beer all the time, we'll source the ingredients, we'll be part of the mainly the producers of the beer, so we have a lot more invested in it rather than just like sliding somebody cash to do it, because you can do contract even if you don't know about beer. You can be like, I want a brewery, I'm gonna do contract and I'm gonna pay these guys to make this beer and blah 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 blah. But it's like we want to be like, no, we want it hands on, for us, by us, bring it out of FUBU before selling.
Now, when you're doing that, are they allowed to brew the same day you're brewing, or it's like that's my day?
No, that'd
brewing?
be our thing.
Right. That day's your day.
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about? You need to bring up about El Coastal?
Nah, we're just looking forward to the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people ready for this. It's gotten to the point where so many people are expecting us to like succeed, where we can't even step back at this point. Like it's like now we got to do it for everybody who's
gotta do it for the block.
Yeah, gotta do it. Yeah, gotta do it for the town. Like
Someone say for the culture.
Yes, for the culture.
Yeah, you said that, not me. But yeah, we gotta keep it going. So thank you for having us on. It was great meeting you as well, Karinda.
Yeah, it was great. Drinking the beer you guys have, I really enjoyed it. I'm not like a beer person, but I enjoyed the two that I sampled today. They were really fruity.
Yeah.
The one, this one,
juicy, fruity,
juicy, fruity.
Yeah, you found it. That's the name,
or otherwise known as hyped out.
Hyped out, yeah. So
And what's this one? I like this one too. This is the
West Coastal.
The West Coastal Pilsner. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so this has been episode 161 of Barley Me. You can follow Barley Me across social media at Barley Me Pod. Don't forget to check out my beer and basketball podcast with Chef Phil Webster. It's called Please Dunk Responsibly. You can find that at Please Dunk Responsibly on Instagram or Please Dunk Pod on Twitter, PLZ Dunk Pod. Let's see, what else? Also, I Bengineer, the podcast It's Crazier in My Business with local comedians Tavi and Becky Lynn. Is an advice podcast. Check that out. Comedy shows, there's so many. Just check Barley Me Pod. There's so many shows going. Karinda was there. You were there. We'll bring you back. We're gonna switch it. Are you okay with featuring Ferdaya? I don't know if you're.
Oh,
okay.
Absolutely.
I know she said she was okay with headlining for you, but
yeah. Absolutely not. I will not feature Ferdaya.
That's
I'm
what I
just joking.
thought. I was like, I should probably run this by Karinda before I agree.
Yeah,
to it.
we do that all the time. So it's super cool.
So, yeah, we'll probably get you. It'll be next summer. So just plan. We're planning 3 years in advance
I'm
already. So what about a year and a half?
A year from now?
Yeah.
Got it.
We'll get you. I'll get you. It's not a problem.
I'm penciling you in right now.
Great. Come back out. They'll be like, oh, shit, we saw this before. It's like, what if we gave more time
They
to the
better
other
still
person?
have 0.8% black people. That's all I know. It better not go to
More.
like
It
0.7
needs
or
to go up.
0.6.
The goal is 1.1%. Auburn, we're challenging you. 1.1%.
I say 1.2.
1.2. Yeah. Okay, cool. 50% increase. Let's
Yes.
do it in a year,
Yes.
Auburn. The gauntlet has been thrown down. What else do I have going
I
on?
believe in them.
I feel like there's
Go
so many
find some black people, Auburn.
Black people love houses too.
Yeah.
You know?
You know?
Oh, also, I am doing a survey about. Remember the rat magnet? Women aren't being treated properly in the beer industry thing.
Yeah.
I am doing a survey. It's now been like 9 months since that happened. If you want to talk to me about like how the industry has or has not changed, there's a survey link in the show notes. Let me know what you're seeing, not seeing, what you wish was happening. I'll do an episode once I have enough responses. I do not have enough responses, as would be expected from the Brave Noise
Let's
campaign.
get some responses.
That has like
so we can
300
find
breweries
out.
worldwide doing it, as opposed to any other big program where we get thousands. Somehow, when it comes to women in beer, they're like, no, we don't really care. So, yes,
Of course.
give me stories on that. What else do I have? Oh, yes, Chugs for Charity. It still exists. I can't be that drunk when you have a newborn, so don't do them that often.
Yeah,
but
we don't want that.
But if you chug a Black is Beautiful, you chug a Brave Noise, you can enter win free beer from my beer cellar. If you're just drinking a regular ass beer, it's like you can only have my cellar, but if you drink those, you can also fresh beers. Make sure you're, of course, naming what charity you're chugging for. And, of course, no requirement to finish the chug. Just use the hashtag chugs4 charity. Tag me at Barley Me Pod. Be entered to win free beer. Or, don't tag me, but still do it to raise funds. I'm fucking fine with that. I'm sure I have other things going on. You'll just follow it. And there's stuff.
That's a wrap.
Right? Episode 106 of Karinda-Dobbins.
It's in
Thank
the
you so
can.
much.
We did it.
Black and Blue. Find it where you can. It's free on streaming, but that pays fuck all. So please find it. blondemedicine.com.
Actually, if you have Tidal, they pay the most. So stream it on there.
Yeah. But also buy the vinyl on Blonde
Buy
Medicine.
the vinyl. You can download it on Apple.
Is there a tape? I know there's a lot of people that are getting back into tapes.
I did not do the tape or the CD. I
just all vinyl?
I just
Vinyl
felt like
digital.
it wasn't enough of the band. But if people tell me that they're bringing back cassette players and cars, I'll definitely order them. I don't know if that's
Vinyl
happening,
sounds
but
tight though. Vinyl. I need a setup. I got some turntables at the house.
oh yeah, definitely. So when you get it,
Yeah.
tag me on Instagram, play it, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna
that'll be
remix
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She will do she will actually, if you tag her properly and hit her Venmo, Karinda-Dobbins, she'll come to your house and actually perform the audio. She'll just do word for word over it.
I will just
That's what I heard.
I'll do
We
the
talked about it
live
before the show.
remix for you.
Yeah. I heard this. We talked about it before the show.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
So-
Hey, it's official then.
Yeah. All right. And then, of course, you've got Hella Coastal across everything, and Hella-Coastal, right, for Venmos?
For the Venmo. Yep. Look out for us. April is when we're about to hit the game running.
April 1st. April Fools or April Geniuses.
April, sometime in April.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put any dates, but definitely in time for your 420 celebrations.
Yes.
We're gonna make something that can go hand in hand pairing with
It's
whatever
like some
joint
sort of-
you want to smoke.
That's what's important in Oakland. You got to have the
Resinous.
420 pairing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
420 pairing all
It
day.
is required by law, I think.
Yeah.
Because, again, hops and weed are cousins,
They're
as
cousins.
has been discussed a million times.
They used to be the same thing
Yeah.
until they split.
See, this is a STEM podcast. I knew that I was here to learn.
Yeah. Education, fun. We make it fun. here at Barley Me, episode
you did a good
161.
job.
Please leave. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. This has been too much of your time. Please leave.
Deuces.
Bye. Oh, wait. Thanks so much for listening. Get home safe.